Greetings, beautiful people all over planet Earth, sovereign beings. I bid you a fond good morning or good evening wherever you are around the world. So it's kind of strange weather. I really wish the sun was out because it's been really cold. It's not so bad now, but nighttime it's very frosty, and every morning I come out and you can see some of the mosquito netting over here and some up in the trees over here. I use that to cover these beds at night. A, mainly for the kangaroos not to eat my plants, and B, it's actually working now as protection from the frost, because I come out and the mozzie netting is just frosted over, ice on the top. So, and first thing in the morning you just wake up, you're nice and warm, and the last thing you want to do is come out and roll up all this icy netting, but I do it anyway. So, now is the time where my garden can just relax, have a big sleep, go into some dormancy and recede back into the earth and, preserve themselves for the spring to come. This is a mulberry, and over there is a fig, and these are deciduous, so they drop all their leaves, and then come springtime they'll start to shoot out. But something kind of strange has happened with my stone fruit tree. It's already budding out, which is kind of weird. It's a little early to be budding out, and I'm not sure if it's just the cultivar of the stone fruit, or if it's because we've had kind of a strange winter. We've had a little bit more rain, which is more than usual, and I'm not sure why, but maybe she just wants to bud out now, so she would know herself better than me. And so, sometimes you just have to surrender and let Mother Nature take her course. But yesterday night, I've been out and clearing up the gutters here, so chopping them back wherever my secateurs are, over there. And I haven't quite finished, but clearing out my little creek, making a nice, way, a waterway for the water to flow down when this runs. And, and it looks tidy. So this is my time where I can really just, I'm not running on survival mode in the summertime and just completely watering all day, every day in the summer. Everything can just breathe. Here's my rocket bed. I've got some other things growing here. And this is completely self-sown from last year. Very good staple, really delicious. If anyone loves lettuce, you're going to love rocket because it's tasty, got a bit of kick to it in some of the leaves, and it is just so delicious. It's not a bitter lettuce, it's so nice. And it just comes up everywhere. It's so easy to grow. See, look at this. It's just grown over here. And I have planted some Brussels sprouts, some fennel, and some rapini, broccolini. I don't know what I can't remember. But I've always figured, I've never named anything, but I figured if it's successful, I'm going to see what it is, right? And so I come out here and do a little bit of weeding during the day. But this was one of the big jobs when I first moved back here, was to do all the weeds, because this was covered in weeds. When I first come back, this whole area was just full of weeds. All of this like dead bushes and weeds just scattered everywhere. So very much like that. So a lot of clearing. And so this year, you can see for yourself, there's a few little weeds, but nothing like it was. I'd always come back and my socks would be full of prickles. But not so much now. So, it's been a great pleasure just to relax and enjoy my garden. And now, being that it's the second year coming, Everything's settled in the ground. They've had a year of adjustment, and it was a hot, long summer, very dry. Now everything can just kind of, sink in and sleep for a little while. They're familiar with their surroundings. They're used to their soil. And this is where, hopefully this next year, I might even have some mulberries on this one. These are new figs. I don't know how they're going to go. I'm not sure if I'm going to have fruit on those. These are transplanted citrus. They were looking really sad at the front of the house, so I moved them. These are happy. Here's my garlic bed here. Got some beautiful special cultivars of garlic I bought from a garlic farm, so that's a bit exciting. I'm going to fix the bed and make a better retaining wall for that today. That's another bed that I made last night, and that's going to be a flower bed. Just, cottage flowers, native flowers, cornflower. What did I get? Gosh, I got a whole bunch. But obviously I'm not going to plant them all there, but it's to encourage the bees to come and the insects and everyone else. And see, now this is what's happened. Look at this. These are all everlasting daisies here. And because they've obviously dropped their seeds from last year, since our recent rain, they've all popped up. And I love how they're just now scattered and growing, replacing all the weeds and making room for, perpetuation. So it feels good, feels really good. Pineapples here, that's an experiment. Don't know if they'll grow. And then over here, look at this lavender. Oh, she's ready to burst. This is so nice. All these little buds here. Look at them. They've been sitting like this for weeks now, and they just need a little bit more warm weather, and they'll burst open. And the bees are going to go mental when they smell them and see them, and they're going to love them. And these are some new ones that I've put in. I'm going to give them a water today. Everything's going to go get a water today, because these are all new, and the ground was really nice and soft the other day, but it's drying up a little bit now, so I'll get out and water, and it's an absolute pleasure to do it. And you can see I've extended the banks around here. This is my apple, and she got haggard in the summer. My kangaroos eating her all the time. But now kangaroos get cardboard outside over here near my fire pit, and I hear them crunching and ripping at that at night time. So that's a really good distraction for them, because it makes them less interested in my garden. And right now they've kind of left everything alone, and they can't really get to it because everything's covered. But once all this starts really sprouting up in spring, that's going to be interesting. And I've got some really good mozzie netting. You see it all in the trees here, because this will all spring up. And here's my new vegetable bed. Lots of broccolis and rapinis and all sorts. I can't even remember what I've put in here. Might be some asparagus. There's definitely some onions. You can see it's all little tiny. And once they get a little bit bigger, that's when I'll put in some more mulch around them. But now, while they're so delicate and young, I'll stop doing that. So this is what it is, people of Earth. Coming back to the earth. Coming back to the earth. Living from the land, or at least trying to live from the land, and really investing your time and your energy into this kind of living. I'm telling you, it makes you feel so good. I feel so good when I come out and work in my garden and spending time with the earth. And it's not just the earth, it's all the elementals that we obviously are surrounded with, but I'm talking about the etheric, the celestial elementals, you know, the little gnomes that we don't see, the little fairies, the little kingdom of spiritual help that, although it sounds fanciful and make-believe, where do you think they came from? They would have had to originate from somewhere, right? So, you know, I can feel the love. I can feel the love from these little entities. And the birds love it. The birds love it. And I sing to the birds when I'm out here in the garden. I've befriended a little teenage magpie, who I've called Magdala. And she comes with her, I don't know if it's her brother or sister, but I haven't actually seen, but there's 2 teenagers and 2 parents. And the teenagers are much more curious about me and fascinated with, you know, hearing my voice and singing than what the parents are. The parents are much more wary and keep a distance, but they too now come, and I feed them a piece of soggy bread, which the teenage ones love every day. And if I don't come out, if they hear me, they will sing me the most beautiful song at the door. Oh my gosh, I thought I just saw her on the branch now. No, it's not her. It's a piece of bark. But they'll come and sit. Sometimes they're cheeky and they'll come 2 or 3 times, but usually it's only once or twice. And I absolutely adore their company because I miss my chickens so much. I love my chickens. And, you know, I used to have a pet magpie, Moggy, when, what was it, 2015? Oh my gosh. I adored Moggy. And I taught him, you know, he rolled over and he wanted to play all the time. And so I know they're just the most beautiful, loving creatures. They're so lovely. And so to be out in the garden, I'm out here singing, I make up music, singing to the birds. Little Magdala, she was over under the tree yesterday just for like a couple of hours with me, just poking her little nose into the wet soil and looking for worms and little critters and all that thing. And it's just so nice, people. It's just so, this is what it is about. And I keep going on and on and on and on about it. But it really, really is. This is the new way of living. This really is the new way of living. Well, I feel it is. I mean, everybody, you know, anybody can do whatever they want. But we see how the world is right now. We see the chaos. We feel the crazy energies around us. And to bring calm and to also help others bring calm by us projecting, not even just projecting, but by us being calm and feeling happiness and feeling nurturing and feeling healing and feeling gentle, kind energy, that is instantaneously dispersed out and that ripples out. And so, you know, even just by me, for example, gardening, I don't know how that could be projected and filtering out and helping, you know, the world, because this energy it's boundless and it's taken out somewhere, and I don't really know where, but nobody knows where. But when we are living in accordance to our truth and feeling that beautiful, kind, loving, passionate energy from nature, it is felt. And I think that's why, you know, a lot of animals are attracted to being around here, because you should hear the birds in the afternoon. Oh my gosh, they're all playing and they're looking for food, and there's so much life here now. And so I feel like they're attracted to that, and that's what I think anyway. But I feel like there's going to be some real changes on the planet. I mean, obviously there really already is heaps, but you know, I feel like, oh my God, are you kidding me? look at this. We got some emus. What are you doing here? Talk about being attracted. There's a baby little emu, right? Just look at them. See what I mean? Oh my God, I hope people drive carefully. They look like they want to cross the road. So there's 2 adults and a baby. Oh God, that's so cute. There they go. This is what I mean, you know? Animals are attracted to good energy. Maybe that's why the kangaroos, obviously the kangaroos are here for the water and the food, the cardboard, but they know that I mean them no harm. And that's a good feeling to know, because they know that they are safe here. Because even back in the summer, if you remember that encounter that I had with Mrs. Kangaroo and baby, Mama Kangaroo, I mean, she was so close to me. And I just felt her exhaustion. I really felt her lethargy, and she was so thirsty. And I almost felt like she was begging me to just, please let me have a drink. And, you know, and I just knew the importance of me standing still, even though ants were just crawling all over me. That's another good thing. I don't have ants here right now, which is just a blessing. Even though they all have their jobs to do, they're all sleeping now as well. But like I said, you know, on a psychic level, I really feel the change coming, and I don't know what that is right now, but I feel like it's massive. And I feel like this is where it's important that people really focus on the things that they want to do, what gives them joy, go back to the earth, go back to simplicity, go back to a slow, gentle, natural way of life, and immerse yourself in that. Do you know how good you feel when you actually sit in a beautiful garden? It feels so good, doesn't it? When you see people in, you know, gardens around cities, even like in cities, people go and just hang out in parks, and oh my God, it's the best feeling ever. You can feel it. You can feel how good it makes people feel. People might have picnics or, you know, whatever. But I know how much joy gardening gives me, and watering. It's very therapeutic, and it feels wonderful. And it's very healing, very good. So I also want to apologize for the last video about the distance healing. I'm sorry, my head was cut off. It was only when I got home that I realized I hadn't moved back the, what do you call it? The zoom in feature on my phone. Gosh, really? So anyway, and also, I'm glad, you know, right now I'm in the moment of doing distance healing for people for a week. And I very much look forward to seeing, you know, or hearing about the results from the people that I'm working on right now. If you are interested in distance healing, please see the link in below this video. But it feels good. It feels good to be doing it. It really does. And this is what I mean. Coming into this new age, coming into this golden age, and coming in, you know, this 10, 15 year threshold, the world is going to be different, and we're going to have to be doing different practices. The way we view health and medicine and has to be different. It has to be different. I'm just watching these kangaroos, these emus. They're coming back to my house. Okay, I want to give them a spot where they can relax. I'm going to move because they're not going to come over here if I'm here. So I'm going to be really quiet and gonna let them come into my garden. And if I can film it, I will. Okay, love you guys.